Hey guys, it's Tommy CM. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Let's Build Alton Towers. Now in the last episode we got the foundations all set up for Katanga Canyon, which you can see the pathway there leading down to Katanga Canyon itself, which is just here. This episode, as you can see from the title, is going to be the Congo River Rapids. Now, I don't often have a go at rapids in Planet Coaster. Main reason for that is I think the mechanics of the ride are not brilliant. I think the water's too slow for rapids. So I'm gonna have a bit of fun here trying to make this as accurate as I can, making it look like a fun ride and not just a boat tour with a few splashes. But I'm gonna enjoy the challenge. So yeah, thank you again to MavsFan4 for this amazing sign. As I said in the last episode, just superb. Just really, I couldn't have asked for a better sign. So yeah, I've got the sign set up, got the entrance ready. So let's begin making the Congo River Rapids. Right. Okay. So bit of a well, progressive update, should we say. So I've put in the queue line, which you can see around here. Ignore the exit line for now. I'm trying to find good photos and videos of the layout of the exit because the satellite images from Google Earth are not the best. And I know it crosses over the queue line somewhere, but I don't know where and I don't know how. So I'm still researching that, but just for the fact that the guests are going on the ride, I've just put the bridge in for now. So yeah, the exit path bridge just here isn't going to be permanent, but the exit path does lead down to this way. So yeah, ignore that for now. But yeah, the queue line goes around here, and I need to put the custom fencing around there. Then just here, there's a little bridge where you walk over the rapids ride. And you come around here, so I've started to put in the custom fencing, as you can see just here. Now, this is obviously full height fencing, but what I've done, because at this point the guests can see over the fence, so I've lowered the fence down, so you can just kind of see how much it drops underneath the path there. And I think that gives quite a good little effect off, because the guests are actually taller than the fence enough, but not, but the fence isn't low enough to sort of feel unsafe, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I've gone for there. So we'll carry on round here, and up here we get to this is what I call the Judgement Section, and what I mean by that is everybody stands here queuing to get on the ride, and they are judging everybody coming off, and they're all going, "Oh, look at him! He's drenched! He's soaking!" And everybody just judges everybody coming off the exit. It's brilliant. I don't know whether that's just a British thing or whether that happens all the way around the world, but I know definitely in Britain that's what everybody does. Just has to compare what everybody looks like. In terms of the station, now if you've been to Alton Towers, you will know that the station is a rotating circular grid. So obviously that isn't possible in the game. So I've had to make do. And what I've done, I've put in a station just here, and I've built the track in a circle shape. I've put the wooden boarding down to give as best, as close as I can get to the ride station itself. Now, you've got to bear in mind, you wouldn't queue down on this bit. The queue stops at the bottom of these stairs, just there, and then you're called down to your boat when it's ready. And you have, you have ride attendants kind of stood, walking around here all day, telling you which boat to go in. So, yeah, obviously can't put that in the game, but that's as close as I could get it to make it a functioning ride. The only way around that would be to not make it a ride and to, turn the station, not have a station basically. And the ride not operate would be the only other way to do it. But I want the ride to operate. I want the guests to be on it. So this is the best solution, I think. So yeah, that's the station. I need to put the supports. I've just got the floating roof there at the minute, but I need to put the supports down over there. They kind of come off these beams here, and they just kind of sit the other side. They kind of lean over the track. So yeah, that's the station. Now for the rest of the track, I've built it. As you can see, just going around here, I built it. I still need to work on all the terrain, so ignore the lumps of ground that are missing. This isn't realistic around here. I'm going to slowly progress round the track. Yeah, you can ignore that bit. Down here, there's a tunnel that interacts with the runaway mine train. And as the river rapids goes in one way, the mine train goes past it, right next to it, and goes out the other. And quite often, they overlap when they're both running. So yeah, that will be part of obviously the next episode when the mine train comes out. One thing to bear in mind, I will do a POV on this at the end of the episode. However, please do bear in mind that river rapids rides in Planet Coaster are so slow. The water just is not fast enough for a rapids ride. Okay, and on the Congo river rapids, there is no, there's no big drops. There's no height. There's no height loss, basically. The boats just kind of go. There's very small drops that make a few splashes, but it's pretty much flat. I've got it on a few slopes, but that's as much as I can really get away with looking realistic. So yeah, so bear in mind on the POV, it may look similar, but it will seem very slow, and I can't do anything about that. The water runs as quick as the water runs, I'm afraid. Down this section, this is like the waterfall section just here, and then right towards the end it kind of widens up again. I may do some wider sections back there, but as I say, I'll work on that when I get round to it. So yeah, a wider section in here, and as you come down towards the end, there's like a maintenance kind of area just there. Now the supports of Wickerman are kind of coming over here a little bit too much. Not quite. I mean, these ones that are hanging off the back here, they're not there in real life. The supports are pretty much vertical in real life, so give or take a little bit. But that's what I'm dealing with in terms of space. But if that's my biggest problem, then I'm okay with that. So yeah, this is like a little maintenance bit. Now, what I mentioned before about this little lake of water just here, feeding the rapids. What actually happens is it's on the same level as the rapids, and there is a little like gate of just kind of between the rapids ride and the pool of water. Now, with the way the water works in this game, I can't do anything more with that. If I just show you here, let me just get. So what I've done, as you can probably see, I've just put these rocks in place because that's as close as I can get. If I shrink that any further, look, the whole thing is flooded. I've just flooded the entire ride. Okay, so that's as close as I can get. The water there, I can't get any further. It just floods it. So with that in mind, rocks are the way I've had to go there. Rocks, and then put a waterfall in to kind of show that it's still linked up. But that's as that's as close as I can get to that. So again, working with the parameters of the game, please don't judge me on that. That's as close as I can get. So yeah, as you come down here, you got the "Please remain seated" sign. These things kind of spin round, and they help push the boats along and push them into the right areas. And yeah, and that's the bridge for the exit. There is a maintenance gate just there that can come down and if there's any issues. And as you can see, I know I said that there's no height loss. There is a little bit. So this is the final ramp, and essentially you go up here and you drop down into the station. Now this little section's not quite accurate, but that's because I can't use any smaller pieces than I have done there. So yeah, again, just one of those things. Building with the parameters of the game. That's as close as I can get that. But I'm fairly happy with how that's looking so far. So yeah, and then obviously down here we've got the exit. There is like an on-ride photo cabin just there, and then you come down here and you can come over the exit. Again, you can look over the side, look at the ride, and then down and back over to Katanga Canyon. So that's how we're looking so far. Really happy with actually with how that's progressing. I wanted to get the station and the end of the ride right first, because I think if I can get them worked up, the rest will pretty much be putting bushes and scenery and bushes and rocks. There's not masses of theming on this ride. It really is just that tunnel and the waterfall section. Everything else is essentially just the boat going around a track. It's not the most thrilling of water rides in the world. And also, to bear in mind, I know I said about the speed of the water. The other thing to bear in mind is that a lot of the scenery around the Rapids ride is basically the mine train. The mine train kind of goes over and past the River Rapids quite a bit. So the POV may have areas where it's like, where it looks as if I've not themed anything. And it's because, I'm kind of joining that within the mine train episode. So, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. So, please don't think that I've just ignored a section or whatever. It's just because that there is parts where, I need to build the mine train first before I can kind of interact anything. But yeah, I'll see you again shortly once I've done a bit more work on the Congo River Rapids. And so we have a completed Congo River Rapids. Spent a lot of time theming and kind of decorating the entire track all the way around. There is a few bits that I will point out that you may look at and you think, that's not quite right, but I'll kind of point them out as I go along. So obviously you've already seen the kind of station. I've just done the metal supports going around there. And then along here we've just got loads of these please remain seated signs, lots of bushes, lots of rocks all down here. Not normally this bright green, normally a little bit more miserable looking plants in the UK, but there we go. Planet Coaster is quite a bright and colourful game. Lots of these sort of safety / access areas around the ride, which you'll see a couple of these of. So I've got a little platform there with some life rings and stuff. Continue around here. Now, over the back of there is the path that leads down towards Gloomy Wood, which is where Duel goes, and that is where the next map will start. So that's why I've put that sign just there. So that's where that disappears off to. To the left of me here, you'll see that there isn't anything, and that is because that's where the runaway mine train will be going. Now, as you can see from the bottom of the screen, I'm on 95%, and I will come back to this area. But just to show you, to get to 95%, I have had to delete the towers. If you remember, the towers were at the back of here. So I deleted those, and I deleted some trees as well. I had a lot of trees around this area that I've taken out just because I don't really need them. So just to give myself a bit more percent, I've had to do that. Now, I will have to use the blueprint glitch in order to maximise this map to get the runaway mine train on, but I'll cross that bridge shortly when I start to build that ready for the next episode. So we'll carry on around here. So as I say, on the left, nothing there yet because that's where the mine train goes. Down here, you're heading back towards the main Katanga Canyon Plaza. Now this is where the runaway mine train meets the River Rapids. So the mine train goes down here, and the mine train goes through this gap here, with the rapids going on the right hand side. So I've set this up and I've left it like that, ready for the mine train, because I wasn't going to mess about too much with terrain and plants because they're just going to get deleted anyway when it comes to the mine train. So that's what I've done there. And also on the same one here, because the mine train comes out and it wraps around and then it goes back over. So I'm leaving all of this little plot of land. It's not a big area, to be fair, just that little plot there. I'm leaving all of that until the mine train. So the rest of it on the right, as you can see, is just trees and rocks. We've got another one of the safety platforms just there. As you come down here, you've got the pizza and pasta. The kind of edge of this building. I'll be honest, all the years I've been to Alton Towers, I don't think I've ever been in pizza and pasta. It's just always that building that I walk past. And I didn't realise the back of it is actually held up on supports like this and looks over the rapids. So that's what I've gone for just there. As you come around here, again, just got rocks, bushes. There's a bit of like some stonework just here. More please remain seated. Go under the tunnel. You get another safety area where you can kind of, if there's ever an emergency, you can kind of hop up there and go back up to the bridge. Down here, then you've got the photo opportunity. So you got the smile just there. We'll come down here, then we get to the waterfall section. Whether this is running in real life or not is another question, but it's definitely running in this version of Alton Towers. And down here, and then the theming around this area just kind of like drifts off a little bit. I need to sort the levels out on the bottom of that building just there. The theming around here just seems to drop off a little bit, so there isn't actually a lot. It's mainly just kind of grass at the side, with a few rocks on the other. So that's what it's like down here. Scoot back round. You got safety bit on both sides down here at the end, because this is obviously where probably where the most incidents on a river rapids could possibly occur if ever it was going to happen. And then I think I mentioned before where the water levels fall into there. That's as close as I could get it in terms of realism. Go up here and back to the station. So that is the ride. As we go down the exit just here, we've got the on-ride photo section, so you can go and pick those up. You've got some human dryers that you can come and stand in that I've made. Pay like £1 or £2 and come and stand in there so you can get dried off. Not that you need it, because nobody ever gets that wet on that ride. And then we go across the bridge where you can kind of look over back onto the ride, and then you can carry on down here, down the exit path where all these guests are going, down here, under there, and back to the shop. Now, one thing I cannot for the life of me seem to find anything that clearly shows how this fits is the queue line. Now, I've put a bit of a bridge in there, so the queue line goes up and over. I can't remember the last time I went on the river rapids, because when I've been in since COVID, so since 2020, I've not been on the rapids because they've been shut for one reason or another, or whatever. I've just not bothered going on it, and so I can't remember the queue line layout. All I know is that the exit comes off this side of the rapids, it crosses the bridge, goes over, and it ends up on the exit of the shop just here. So it must cross the path. It must cross the queue line path at some point. And I don't know where and I don't know how. And it's really bugging me that I can't find it. So for now, that's what I've done. If I go to Alton Towers in the near future and I see what it actually looks like, I will come back and adjust it. For now, though, I'm leaving it as that. Because that's the best solution I've come up with. So that is Congo River Rapids. There's the Jeep that we saw earlier. I don't think there's anything else to point out along the way. I think that is pretty much it. As I say, we will go on for a POV just now, so we're going to start to go down the queue line. But yeah, as I said previously, these guys need a toilet by the looks of it. Just go to the toilet. As I said earlier, the speed of the river rapids, I can't adjust it. The water flows at a certain speed, and I can't make the boats move any quicker. So forgive the fact that it's a bit slow, because that isn't my fault. is basically what I'm saying. It isn't my fault. That is just the speed of the water. I can't make the boats go any quicker. I think the other thing I didn't point out was this fence here. Essentially, that access path down here, this path goes all the way along here, and that's what that fence is blocking off. Rather than wasting percentage by building a path of nothingness, I'm just leaving it like that. But the fence you can see from the ride, which is why I've kind of started it randomly just there. I've not just left a random fence panel in. So we'll go down here, we're going to queue up, and we will go and hop on. Where's the next boat? Have we just missed all the... No, we haven't, have we? There's a boat coming up now, surely. There we go. I was going to say, I hope we've not just missed them all, because it's only letting me have 7 boats on here, and I'd be waiting a long, long time. There we go. Right, so I'm going to go on that, and we'll go orbit, because then I can move the camera around as need be, because if I go on chase, it's kind of fixed like that. And I don't like that view. So I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go on orbit, and then it gives me power to move and zoom. So yeah, enjoy the Congo River Rapids. As I say, it isn't quite as fast as I'd like it to be, but yeah, it is what it is, and hopefully this is an okay representation of what the ride is like in real life. So yeah, enjoy. I'll speak to you shortly. There we go. That was the Congo River Rapids. Not very rapid-like, I guess, in terms of how slow it is. Believe me, I know it is a little bit painfully slow, but I've tried to make it as entertaining as possible with a few rapid sections like this. But no, yeah, I mean, overall, if we look at the bird's eye view of it, I am actually really, really pleased with how that's come out. It's probably gone a little bit better than I thought it was going to. I'm happy with the station. I'm happy with a lot of the elements on there. As I say, it's just the speed, really. I just wish the speed was a factor that I could change in terms of the water flow and stuff. But you know, we can only ask for so much. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. As I say, we're moving on. The next episode will be the runaway mine train, which will go in this area. And this area. So yeah, hopefully you will join me next time. I'm not sure when it will be. Maybe next week, maybe the week after, maybe the week after that. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully you'll join me for the next one. If you have enjoyed the video, please do give it a like and consider subscribing if you are new, so you don't miss out the rest of the Alton Towers build and the final park tour, which will be coming up once it is all complete. But yeah, other than that, I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. Goodbye.